morning, everybody. You already know who it is. It is your boy, your guy, your one and only Estu Chico. Spicy. Yes. What is happening, guys?
Hi, guys. It's Therapist Bay Ashley here, and I can't wait to have this episode with you. So I'm looking forward to all the laughs and the commentary from our group here today.
What's up, everybody? This your boy, Catch Lee, Believe the Hype. You know it's about to go down, baby. The People's Pantry episode number 3.
Hey, y'all. It is your resident Ratchet Preacher's kid, Lonnie, and I am excited about tonight's episode. I'm going to jump us right in, and we're going to have my little rant. We're going to kick off with my rant to get it out the way because it's burning on the inside. So there's two sides of me, right? Like, I think everybody is pretty familiar with the petty side, but there's also, like, the not so petty side, right? Like, I got, like, a little wisdom side. So I'm going to try and be wise. I'm going to try and be wise with it. So my rant this week is about internet's plagiarism, like social media plagiarism. What's social media plagiarism, you ask? I'm happy that y'all asked. It is when you claim this idea or this thing as your own, right? So, for instance, let's say, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ashley went to Trader Joe's and she discovered Trader Joe's because of Chris. But say she go to Trader Joe's and she posts all this stuff she found, but she don't never say Chris told her about Trader Joe's. She just like, man, I went to Trader Joe's. I got all this stuff. She go and she get the little Korean store wraps and she gonna make the wraps that Chris got everybody making and loving, but she gonna never tag Chris. She never said anything about Chris. Sis, you have now plagiarized. You have social media plagiarized. Y'all, cut that shit out. If somebody puts you on game, just tell them, tag them. This Chris created this bomb ass rap with this little like rice paper. Tag Chris and say Chris did it. Right? Put Chris on. If this was college, you would be kicked out. If this was your job, you would be fired. Stop. Get off of social media lying. Tag your source. Give them that credit. Let people love on them, and then go back to, you know what I'm saying, making up your stuff. Stop plagiarizing. That's my rant. Quit plagiarizing. Just stop. Stop social media plagiarizing. That's all.
I'm feeling you on that one because you know why? When you do that shit, the people that see you post it gonna turn around and give you the credit, and you know damn well you weren't the one that put that shit up first. So
it drives me crazy. It's so annoying. And like, it be the most basic stuff. Ashley, again, okay, I'm gonna stop picking on Ashley, but Ashley the other day had to close her watch, her stand goal. I'm notorious for being in my bed pretending like I'm on an elliptical. I'll do that quick, right? Had Ashley not tagged me, she tagged someone else who actually got that idea from me, but they didn't tag me. So I guess that person was social media plagiarizing. Anyway, but like the idea, had Ashley not tagged me, I'd have been like, sis, you gonna be out here stealing my little trick. Granted, I probably didn't make it up, but Ashley saw me do it. So
Multiple times.
Oh, girl, all of the time. Every day, probably. Y'all might catch me in about 10 minutes doing it again because I'm going to be sitting here.
Oh, boy.
Just tag your source. That's it. They don't got to be the originator of this thing, but, like, just give them the love because you didn't come up with it. It's not your thing. Don't be a fraud.
You know what? And I'm tired of this shit. And I see the cred. I see where credit is dropped. It's just misplaced. And I'm just like, I feel like that was my idea to begin with. I'll put everybody onto the snack and bacon at Dunkin' Donuts. I'll put everybody onto that spring roll action. And then, you know what? That Halo Top ice cream talk, yo, Lonnie done cleared all the shelves off.
Bro, you did. You put me on that. I would have never even. I stopped checking for Halo Top because it was nasty. You mentioned it, and it was like I went to every store I could. Now people be coming tagging me in it. I'm like, nah, that's Chris' fault. Chris is the reason that he's buying up. I posted it, yes, but Chris did that. Chris did it. Yeah. Just give the credit.
I'm here with the flavor if you need it. I'm here with the flavor if you need it. But that pisses me off. Don't just come on. Just get with the program. We all share. We all bounce off ideas from each other. So come on, get on the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got for y'all tonight.
Hey, we're gonna kick it right off into the topic of the day, baby. It's all you can eat is the title of the topic today. We're talking about a very serious thing, but on the flip side of it, binge eating. I joke about it a little bit, but that's a very serious thing that I'm jumping into. And it kind of brings me back to myself and how I used to be when I was a former fat boy. Speaking of Fat Boys, I used to love this group. I still love this group. They call it Fat Boys. All y'all know them, classic hip hop. They had this joint, the Fat Boys Are Back, you know, and on one of the lyrics, Kool Rock Ski, he mentions how much he ate at one time. So I'll give you a little bit of it to give you kind of an idea of what people that binge eat go through. He said, for lunch, my menu is kind of large. 5 hamburgers, 3 shish kebabs, 2 large Cokes, 1 slice of cake, and I'm going to eat it all down in just one take. An ice cream sundae with all the trimmings, yelling for more because that's just the beginning. Ooh. Yeah. So let the food shatter. Exactly. That's just the beginning. That's a lot of food. But people that binge eat, that have that serious problem, that's something that we go through. And I say we because I'm still part of that community, because I had this surgery. It was a tool, but deep down, I still have those thoughts. I still have those feelings. It's a very serious topic that we're about to jump into. And we're going to, you know, round robin it like we always do, pantry style. And we're going to talk it up and sum it up and, you know, kind of put some perspective on it so people that don't know can understand, and the people that's going through it, we're going to help each other out. That's what we do. We family, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So whoever want to kick it off, man, let's kick this thing off. Let's go.
I'm just going to provide this resource. Binge eating is an eating disorder. And if you do feel like that is something that you suffer, there are national organizations or national phone lines that you can call to contact someone that they can possibly find you the right social services to help you if you feel like you do have this eating disorder. The National Eating Disorders number is 1-800-931-2237. And I don't want you to feel alone. This is something that people suffer with across the world. It's not just your community or your state. This is worldwide. So don't feel alone if you struggle with binge eating, because we all deal with things in our own different way. Absolutely. So that's just my input. And you guys can say whatever you'd like after that.
Thank you, Therapist Bay. We needed that to say, you know, do our due diligence. Yeah, I think for me, binge eating, I don't think I actually knew the term, or that I knew that what I was doing was considered binge eating. Like, I think I thought super extreme. Like, I didn't realize that there was like a middle ground, right? Like, I either felt like you either had to be suffer from it in a way of like, I would make myself sick, I would make myself vomit, or I would be deliberate about eating too much and then, you know, trying to get rid of it from my body. I didn't know that there were levels to it. So I was like, oh, I just eat a lot. Like, I don't, you know, I'm not binge eating. It wasn't until I was very aware that I was eating enough food for a small village. Like, I knew that. Like, I always knew that. But I didn't know the term. Like, I didn't know it was called that. And I think it wasn't until I went to a restaurant. It was me and one of my friends, and we literally ordered one of every appetizer. It was half off appetizers. We ordered one of every appetizer, and there was 2 of us. And like, when the food came out, we was like, oh, this is too much food. We're not going to be able to eat this. Like, we're going to be here all day. And then we finished everything that came out. And it was like, in that moment, I was like, bruh, like some ain't right. Like we did something, right? Like, we did something. And it wasn't even like I was sad or I was feeling away. Like, cause you know, a lot of times we equate binge eating with an emotion. We didn't have any of those emotions. We just did it just because. We just ate this massive portion of food just because. And I think a part of me was hoping that with the surgery, my perspective of that would change. I wouldn't have the urges, like it would take my urges away. But I hear people a lot of times in this community say, like, surgery changed my stomach, but not my mind. And that's the realest thing ever. Like, it didn't stop us from those cravings or those urges. Like, those things still exist. And I still experience binge eating, which is why it's so important to me that I have a healthy or try and change my relationship with food, so that I'm not like rewarding myself like a dog, right? My mom has always said, like, you're not a dog. Like, why are you rewarding yourself with a treat for food? Like, a reward is like shoes or a blanket or a coat that you want. Like, a cupcake is not a reward, niece. You're not a dog. So really just trying to change my mind to think through, like, you're right. I'm not going to reward myself with food. I'm eating this food because I want to, and I'm eating it to sustain myself. And a small amount is plenty. Or even like, oftentimes I'll eat and then I'll try and think through like my next meal or what I have for dessert, which is still binge eating. It's still binge eating. It's not a huge amount, but it's still this idea of like, I don't need it. That's not what I need right now, but it's what I want. It's like a constant mind battle every single day. Every day I I made the sugar-free brownies last night, and I made them in little mini.
They look good.
They so good. They so good. Y'all make them with milk, not water. Ryan put me on that. It was the best thing that I've ever done in my life. It's so good. So I made them in these little minis, and I'm like, man, it's gonna be brilliant. I'm gonna put them in the little mini tin, the little mini things. I can have, if I put them in the mini ones, I weigh them out before I scooped it. I can have like 7 of them for it to be the serving size, but I'm only gonna have like 3. I literally was popping them, like just popping them, without any thought, without any mind, just popping these little brownies. Next thing I know, I feel sick. Like I feel like literally chocolate wasted, and I'm looking back, reflecting, like, okay. Tomorrow I'm gonna have 4. Not like, what did I do wrong or why did I do that? I'm thinking through how many I can have tomorrow, right? Like it's a battle. I only had 2 today. I put the rest in the freezer, right? Like, so just being able to acknowledge I'm better today than I was yesterday, and knowing that, like, hey, every single day I go through it every day. I think, that's it. Every day we gotta face it and deal with it.
You know what? And going off of what Lonnie says, I think food is such an interesting thing, and it's so psychological. Like, it's there, like, it speaks to you without really speaking to you. You know what I'm saying? So a big part of food for me and binge eating was just like the cultural aspect of it. Just because it was there and it was available to me, I always wanted more. And I'm like, I found that I most often than not, if I was eating, I was thinking about what I was going to have next. What was I going to have for dessert? And not really processing or listening to my body as I'm eating. So yeah, I've stretched my stomach out and I'm already past full already. I'm damn near like keeling over. But then it's like this push and pull, right? I was living to eat. And you know, it's something that I struggle with post-op. You guys know I love food, and I feel like, you know, my relationship with food has changed. But I feel like, and people never believe me when I say this, I feel like I think about food now more than before surgery. And I was the one that was just hitting up restaurants and just trying different things. But binge eating I'm physically limited, but I think about food in a much healthier light than I did prior. And like Lonnie said, I was, you know, the food was there. So I just kept eating. There was no limit. There was nobody to tell me to stop. And I don't know. Psychologically, me being Latino, everyone was always telling me to finish my plate. And, you know, that's something that I've always carried over. And it turned into like this downward spiral of just like constant eating. And I would just eat out of boredom. I was eating out of boredom. I was full and not interested in eating, but I would still eat because it was there. Like, the buffet was probably the worst place to take me to, but I don't know.
I understand where you come from. Yeah, you can go ahead, kid.
Oh, no. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're fine. I just wanted to agree with Chris. Like, I grew up where, like, if you didn't finish everything on your plate, you were going to get chastised. You were going to be told there are people or kids that are not eating and suffering, and how dare you not finish your plate. So you grow up with the mentality, if I don't eat everything on my plate, I feel bad. And then I feel bad. And sometimes I eat even more whenever I feel bad. Or then in some families, you have competitions like, let's see who can eat the most. Like, what uncle can finish the whole bird? You feel me? So there's so many things as I'm listening to you guys talking. I'm like, damn, like family history. They made me feel like shit. That's an eating disorder. And now when I got the surgery, I realized I can't eat that way anymore, because if I do, I'm going to stretch myself out. I'm going to place myself in harm, and I'm going to make myself sick. Or like Lonnie said before, I'm going to get the slime, and we don't like the slime, right? So
I just want to add, I remember getting in trouble because I was being threatened to finish my plate. My grandma was like, they got kids in little countries that's starving, and you want to eat your food. Sis, the kids are still starving. If I eat everything on this plate or not, they're still starving. Are you going to send this plate to them? Yeah, some parents to quit saying that to the kids and chastising their children. The kids are still starving. Hell, we gotta help that. That's another issue. Food deserts is another problem, right? We gotta address food deserts. This right here is not that. You just trying to stuff me. Quit saying that people kids.
You know what? That's a great point, Lonnie. And just to kind of play devil's advocate, just a smidge. I'm on your side with this one, but just a smidge with grandma and them telling you that. You remember, they come from a generation to where stuff was probably a little bit scarcer for them. So they felt like if I got it, then, you know, if you get it on your plate, then you need to go ahead and eat it because we might not know where this next meal is coming from. But now, fast forward, keep in mind, that probably wasn't the case by the time that you were born and came into the world. So that we know that wasn't the case. So we got to shift the mind frames of our elders and our parents. And some of them still feel like that, believe it or not. If you know, they want to keep piling more on your plate. I went through that as a kid. That was the Kickstarter for me to on the road to obesity, was just being a little kid at grandma's house and getting what I want. You know, she used to make biscuits every morning for breakfast, and she would make me the whole cake. I thought I was something special because I got this bigger biscuit than normal. But hell, when I grew up, I found out all the whole cake was the leftover dough that you couldn't shake. So you just got an extra piece of a biscuit. So it wasn't like I was special. I'm like, I felt like it because I got this big ass rectangular, you know, funny shaped piece of bread. But I mean, you know, that was the beginning. That's the catalyst, and it just keeps going and going and going. And then, Chris, you mentioned buffets and what I call ACEs, you know, all you can eat, those type of places. Man, I used to go in them type of places and wreck shop. I remember Red Lobster. I was probably the reason that Red Lobster stopped doing all you can eat crab legs on Monday night back in the 90s. Me and my cousin, every Monday night, we didn't miss a Monday night. It went from like $15.99 to like $24.99 before they finished. But I would probably eat $782.12 worth of crab legs every time I went in there.
Wild.
I mean, I would be like, it got so bad that they knew who we were. And we would be like, just keep them coming. Don't stop until I tell you to. And every once in a while, we would get this one jackass server who didn't get the memo. Like, sis, what you doing? Why you stop? Did I say stop? Keep the shit coming. It just got to be bad, worse and worse and worse. And then, you know, you don't even feel it no more in your stomach. You stretch your shit out so bad.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I think. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris.
But I think this also plays into like more on a larger scale, the lack of information, the resources that we have. On the one hand, we have, you know, social media. We have, you know, commercials that put emphasis, you know, they play into our psyche, and they tell you that, you know, for cheap, you can get more food for cheaper value. So then, you know, we go through this and we have this internal battle. We get the food because it tastes good, because it's convenient. But at the same time, it's like, okay, what do we do? Okay, we can't get the resources that we need and information for proper nutrition, but then we get, you know, fast food deals, 2 for $4, 5 for $6, whatever. And then when we finally go out and get help, we're all of a sudden beaten down. You understand what I'm saying? There's no yin and yang. You want us to eat unhealthy, you cater to the bigger crowd, the bigger people, right? Because, you know, they're the ones that have the eating disorders, the eating problems, right? But then when we realize we need a way out, we go to a medical professional, we go to these clinics, we get informationals, you know what I'm saying? Then there's just like, we run into the circle. Our youth, the younger kids in schools, don't have proper nutrition. So that carries over until you're an adult. So then they practice unhealthy habits, and then they take what we do, you know, they take it from the grownups, right? And it's just an empty, nothing's getting filled. Nothing's getting corrected. Our mindsets aren't changing. We're not given a way out. And then we're all of a sudden the bigger people. It's our problem. Being big is our problem. Not really. On a larger scale, there's so much more change that needs to happen globally for all of us to live a healthier lifestyle. And it's got to start somewhere. Lonnie, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was going to like come from a place similar. The idea of like culturally, like you mentioned, I'm also Latinx. I identify as Latinx. I'm an Afro-Latina woman. And we always gathered around food. Everything was food, right? And that stems way back from when they stole us from our home and brought us here. A lot of times all we had was church and food, right? Like that was how we gathered. And that's how Sunday dinner at Big Mama's came to play, right? And so a lot of times it was like, it came from the lack of. So Big Mamas and Medias and Grannies, they started making their grandbabies these biscuits in these large portions because it was so many years where they didn't have that, right? Like we were eating scraps, we're eating the hog, right? The snout off the pig, or we're eating the intestines of the pig, and we were making it something so great for my family to enjoy because there was a lack of having. And so it's like now we fast forward all these years and we've magnified that. Over the years, portions have gotten bigger, and we've continued to do that, and we've adapted, right? Because McDonald's and Olive Garden doing all you can eat, the Red Lobster's doing all you can eat. All these places are making us believe that we want to have as much as we can. Like that was like the idea. We want to have as much food as we can. Food means love. Food means connection. Someone gets married, there's a birthday, a baby is born, a graduation, there's a football game. Like we're all going to gather around food and as much of it as we can, because that's how I'm telling you that I love you. Like that is, I believe, culturally a universal love language, right? Because when we don't have nothing else, if your neighbor's going out, you bring them a pie. Someone's auntie passes, you bring them a quiche. Like that's how it works, right? Like that's how we communicate with one another. And I think that somehow we got lost in translation, and we took that love into not looking like love anymore. Because that 400 plus pounds, that's no longer love. That you're killing me. I'm dying, right? Like these things that I'm using to show my love and my gratitude to you is killing me, right? Mm-hmm. So I definitely believe that food is language. I just believe that it has to be healthier. Like we have to look at it healthier. We have to look at it in a way of like, I'm eating this because I want to, and it's to sustain me, and I care about what my body feels like, versus, like eating because I'm bored, or eating because I just want to eat,
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Indeed. Man, that's, go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry, bro.
But it's like, how do I... It's like, so it's easier. It sounds so simple, but it takes so much more effort. I can't tell you how many times in a day now I'll just open, and trust me, these times don't make it any easier. They don't make it any easier for nobody. I could have a meal right now, get full in 2 seconds, open up the fridge just because. And I think it's going to sound stupid, like inherently, I think it's because I need that reassurance. Food is my love language, but I'm the type of person that needs reassurance. So if whether it comes to work, food, performance, anything, I need reassurance. So if I could eat and get full, I need to open up the fridge, and even if it looks like boredom, I just need to see that I have this on that shelf. I bought this food yesterday. This isn't going to go bad. It's like, your own little car collection, your own little bottle cap collection. You got to make sure it's comforting. You find comfort in knowing what you're going to eat next, knowing what you're going to prepare tomorrow, knowing what you're going to take out of the freezer to make tomorrow, a couple meals from now. It's just, it seems like I want to break out of this habit, and I know I will. And it's not something that I would want to teach like my kids, or like my kids to pick up on. Whether you teach them directly or not about food and the role that it plays subconsciously, that's something that they have to pick up themselves, you understand, to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. But for me and my relationship with food and this just journey that I've been on, it's rewarding, and I love this journey. But I feel like I said before, my relationship with food has gotten stronger. So, who's to say in a year, 2 years from now, I'm going to completely hate food, or I'm going to have a distaste for something. But, the future is kind of scary, because you don't know with food involved. You don't know, because there's a lot of it, and it just all tastes so good.
Man, too damn good. And, before we put this thing to bed, you brought up another point as far as shopping. Even we shop in binge thought process, because I'm in a grocery store. I go to Sam's once a week, plus other grocery stores. And I buy so much stuff, shit that I probably don't even need. Got a freezer full of food, plus stuff still in the refrigerator from the week before, but yet I'm still buying more wings, more meats, other shit, and I'm like, damn. And it's like, kid, you got 4 packs of wings already in the freezer, and these are huge bulk packs of wings. But then I turn around and buy 2 more, and then wonder why I can't find nowhere to put it in the refrigerator. So we've got to start to train the mind and the thought processes, because even we're shopping in binge mode. Everything is done in binge mode.
I think I kind of feel like that's a condition though too, right? Like think about how you couldn't get Clorox wipes or toilet paper anyway, right? It was like this idea of like I can't be without. What happens if I don't have this thing? And so because we are either food addicts or former food addicts, it's like I cannot be without my fix. I know that I have 77 chicken wings at home, but they also got 10 more right here on sale. I got to get these 10 more just in case, you know, the power goes out and I can't, you know, it's like that whole idea of like, you don't want to be without. I got to have toilet paper. I got to have my chicken. I got to have my food. Yes. It's like we need to, the difference between like an addict, someone who, you know, is addicted to drugs, and food is like, we have to eat. We can't just stop eating. Our addiction, we can't just, you know, not go into a bar if we're suffering from alcoholism. We have to continue to eat to sustain. So it's like noticing that it's like you're not being ridiculous or weird or obnoxious because you want to buy more wings. It's that I'm conditioned to believe that I cannot be without this thing. I have to have this thing. Like, it's an everyday process, man. All I say is issue yourself some grace. I'm going to issue myself some grace when I eat 4 more of these little ass mini brownies in a minute.
It's like a child mentality almost. It's like a child mentality almost. They need their toy. They need something that's comforting. Child needs their blanket, their pacifier, their milk, whatever. Former food addicts, people like us, people that are a part of this community need their fix.
Yeah, I agree.
And like Lonnie said, don't pick them up. Like if you think about the grace, there's something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And before we even talk about like psychological needs, the very first thing is basic needs, which is shelter, like food, like making sure you have somewhere that you can feel comforted or like sleep. That is basic. That's step one. We're not talking about like love from family members. We're talking about security, safety, like food. And we will do whatever we can so that we know we have food, we know we have somewhere safe to sleep, and we know we have somewhere where we feel safe. And that's just the way we're wired. Like that mentally, we are wired for very basic things. So you have to give yourself grace. So don't be too hard on yourself. The good thing is that you recognize it. Mm-hmm. And that's the most important. And when I recognize it, like, all right, I went to the pantry 3 times. The same shit is there. Okay, I'm not hungry. Can I do something else? Can I drink some water? Can I just watch a show for 30 minutes and not snack? Like you just do little things to like reach different goals, and hopefully that helps you.
Yeah. You know what, Ash? Go ahead, Lonnie. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna close this out, but I had something to say to Ashley first. So go ahead. If you still on topic, go ahead. I was gonna put us to rest, but I wanted to say something to Ashley.
Listen, I'm hungry. I'm ready for the next one.
Right. Speaking of, before we go to the next one, though, you know, Therapist Bay just brought all that to us for a close. But Ashley, we need to congratulate you because you a step closer to achieving these dreams. Tell us about it.
Yes, you guys, I passed the National Counselor Examination, which is called the NCE. So now all I have to do is finish like 1,500 supervision hours, and I will officially become a licensed professional counselor. Yay!
Yeah! Ooh, spicy.
Thank you, body wrinkles. Thank you, Lonnie.
Ooh, just take it all, take it.
Way to go, Ash. Way to go.
We need to know, do some of them hours, do this count for some of them hours? Because you be therapizing the hell out of us.
You know what? These could be considered non-direct hours if we're being honest. You feel me?
You be getting us together. You be getting us all the way together. Do it.
Somebody's going to be getting a bill in the mail. I'm ready. I'm hungry.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. I want to kick it off to one of my favorite segments called Taste It or Waste It. You guys ready or what?
Yes.
Be right back.
We'll be right back. Gotta go get it.
Oh, I'll be right back.
All right, let's go get our item, guys. It's in the freezer. I'm running to the freezer. Here we go. I've been waiting. It's been like a whole 2 weeks since I opened this, guys, just for you. How much I love y'all.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
Ooh, I got it. I'm running back. Oh, Lonnie beat me. She beat me.
I did. Granted, I'm in my house and my refrigerator is like an eyesight, so. Yo, this
Halo Top, guys. Halo Top. Here
Which one do you have? Which one do you have?
I got oatmeal cookie.
Oh, everybody else got that good one.
Come on. Oddball out. Okay, guys. You ready to dig in?
So you know, they say that you're supposed to let it sit for a second, which I do. I always let mine sit for a little second.
Let's talk about it then. Let's get into it. Kick it off.
All right.
Let me say my spiel, because this is really Chris's thing. Chris is the one that got good sense. I hate Halo Top. I hate it. I've had chocolate, strawberry, I've had peanut butter. I've had so many, and they're all freaking disgusting. But this,
hater.
Y'all, every store I've seen that's had it. First of all, I traveled to 3 stores to find it thanks to Chris. Look, that's why you gotta wait.
This is hard as hell. All right, here we go.
You gotta wait. Don't eat it yet. You gotta wait.
Oh. My bad. I'm so excited.
You gotta let it sit. They tell you let it sit for a second, because otherwise it tastes like powder. It ain't good.
You gotta microwave it for it depends. You know what? I find that down here, depending on which flavor you get, it'll say keto friendly. I find that the keto friendly version, if it says keto friendly, always tastes a little creamier. A little has that full fat mouthfeel. Because I don't know, if you get a brand that doesn't say keto friendly, it just becomes a little chalky. It gets a little too.
Is yours keto?
Mine doesn't say keto friendly.
Yeah, ours isn't either. All right, y'all ready? I feel like that was plenty.
I don't feel like Rudolph anymore. You know, the very first taste of the wasted, I didn't have mine, so I couldn't play in the reindeer games.
Oh, you get to play. Well, cheers. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, guys.
Y'all.
Ooh, shit.
Kedrick, if you say something ugly, Kedrick.
You better change that look in your face, Cat.
No, I'm actually outdone.
Ain't it good?
This the new crack right here.
I'm telling you.
I've never really had blueberry ice cream before either. Oh my God.
This is really good, guys.
Ain't it good? So let me tell y'all. So I'm not really an ice cream fan. I've only liked blueberry crumble ice cream. There was an ice cream shop locally that will call me every season to come and buy tubs of the ice cream. And I bought a deep freezer just to store it. I only like blueberry, and this,
So you have a deep freezer just for, I'm sorry.
I did. When I got rid of it because I'm in recovery, but I went out and bought a deep freezer just to be able to store blueberry ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you what else I do. So I scoop mine out in the serving sizes, because otherwise I'll sit here and I eat the whole thing. So I divvy mine out in serving sizes.
Smart.
Because I need self-control. My self-control is awful.
You know what? I was just about to put a disclaimer out there. I was going to say, hey, look, I know we are people that are trying to discourage the binging, but Taste of the Wasted, it's a good thing because we want you to try these products. If it's good, we're going to tell you. If it's nasty, we're going to tell you. But we also going to only do recommended serving sizes. We're not going to sit here and eat this whole pint. It's not going to happen.
I might. Let me just read off these nutritional facts real quick, just for people that don't know the Halo Top game. Guys, you can check them out on social media. Check out their website. It's called the Halo Top. So for this particular flavor, I have oatmeal cookie flavor. It's for half a cup, it's 70 calories, 2 grams of fat, 15 grams of carbs, which is not bad in the long run. If you portion control it, not bad. I'm about to put this sucker away. 3 grams of dietary fiber, 6 grams of sugar, which is really good. 5 grams of alcohol sugar. Yeah. And then 5 grams of protein, guys. If you portion control this is the way to go. This kicks the ice cream flavor craving without all that added sugar. So I'm gonna taste this. I'm not gonna waste it.
I think the good thing, or a goal of ours, something that should be a goal of ours as we're transitioning the way we eat, is being able to find alternatives to things that we really love. So being able to still enjoy the things that we really love to eat, but enjoy them in a healthier way. This is a great option for your kid's birthday party or something. You get your own ice cream, and then you get a little Booger's Day ice cream, and you ain't messing up none of your goals. I'm tasting it. It's delicious. It's my favorite thing right now.
I'm going to taste it as well. That was phenomenal. Hey, man, your suggestions, both of you guys, this was great. Great flavor. I got a new love Blueberry crumble, baby, Halo Top.
It was all because of Chris. I wouldn't have even been checking down the Halo Top aisle had Chris not. I think you like stumbled and accidentally said blueberry crumble. And I was like, wait, what? Blueberry? Come again?
I remember the first words out of Lonnie's mouth was, "Ew, I had it before. I didn't like it." Then I was like, I remember our conversation vividly. I was just like, Lonnie, just try it again. Please trust me. Just trust me. Look at her. She's buying it by the box load.
Literally. Y'all don't want to see how many
having it delivered.
Literally. It's so good. Halo Top is like every Halo Top flavor I've tried has been awful. So it just goes to show, don't count them out.
What you think, Ashley?
It tastes good.
With Taste It, I would have never tried this if Lonnie or Chris wouldn't have recommended it. I'd have been like, what's this fancy stuff? I don't need it. Where's that great value, ice cream at? But I'm so grateful, Chris.
I got the great value.
Do any of y'all experience like the foamies or dump it or anything with eating regular ice cream?
No.
Oh.
No?
Yeah, I haven't.
Yes.
I haven't.
Chris, you do?
Yes. You know what? It's funny because I could, like, stomach-wise, I could tolerate anything. But if I go to Cold Stone and get mint chocolate chip ice cream, I might as well just eat that on the toilet. TMI, I might as well just eat that while I'm sitting on the toilet because for some reason, it gives me dumping. It gives me slight, it gives me the stomach gurglies all night. And then for whatever reason, it makes me feel like I'm coming down with the flu. I feel clammy. I feel like a slight like cold sweat. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I feel like a cold sweat coming over me, clammy, and I can stomach anything. It's just full fat ice cream. I just can't do it.
Wow.
I don't know why. And I do get the foamies too. It's real.
All right. So it looks like we all tasting it in the pantry. Y'all go get you some Halo Top. I'm going to transition to our next segment. My favorite podcast calls it a segu. Like when they transition between segments, they be like, all right, now for the next segu. So our next segu is a new one. Someone submitted a letter to us. So I'm going to read the letter, and then Cad is going to give us some lyrics. They're going to give us some songs to help us, help this person out. So let me go to the letter. Okay. So I'm gonna read it for y'all live. There are a couple, some things that could be identifying. The weight loss community is fairly small, so I'm gonna try and skip over some of the things that could identify this person because it ain't none of y'all business, right? We hydrated and we mind our business. So it says, "Dear Pantry Crew, hey girl, I am a married mom of 2 kids, a boy and a girl, ages 3 and 5. Ever since we've been sheltered in place, I've pretty much devoted all of my time taking care of my babies. But I've neglected the needs of my husband. So much so that he feels like I don't want him anymore or I'm not attracted to him physically. I'm so tired with dealing with the kids all day that I'm tired and worn out by the time he gets home from work. He is a truck driver for none of y'all business. And he is out all day delivering stuff to people. Being a stay-at-home mom is a demanding job, but I don't want to disregard my husband at all. I don't want to be that complacent couple and watch life pass us by. And I also don't want him to stray away from me or our relationship either. How can I spice up things with my man and show him how much he is appreciated?" Okay, so this is your segment, Ked, but I just want to say this one thing. Sis, if you don't put that 3 and 5-year-old in the bed at about 8 o'clock, I'm assuming your husband is going to be home and you make that man his favorite dinner and you feed him. You put on a sexy dress. You haven't got to put on no lingerie, girl. Put you on a girdle and a sexy dress and some heels and feed that man and then go run a bathwater and bathe that man. Girl, he's going to know good and goddamn well that you are not over him, that you definitely want him. And then y'all go in the room, the kids asleep. Y'all do y'all little do, y'all, because you done fed him, you done bathed him, he feeling good, you smelling good, and handle that. Take care of your man. All right, I just had to put that out there. Kid, go ahead with the lyrics.
Way to hit him. Hey, I'm going to hit you with some lyrics to go. So I got 3 tracks for you, 3 R&B tracks. I'm going to hit you with a little R&B. I know I'm a hip-hop dude, but I do love R&B. I love all facets of music. So I might find lyrics in rock music. So here we go. The first joint I'm hit you with this, you got to get a brother some reassurance. I can speak for the brothers that I can tell you we want reassurance that we need love too. I know we hard, we go hard in the paint, we come in, we tough, no crying, but we need some reassurance. So hey, Destiny's Child gonna hit you with the first joint. Cater to you. We want to be catered to.
Wow, you can make a nice video to that. Let's just
hello.
So listen. I'm gonna jump around. I'm not gonna go verse for verse. I'm gonna jump around and just give you some snippets of stuff that you can be doing to take care of your man. So first, she says, "Baby, I see you working hard. You're driving the truck. Want to let you know that I'm proud. Let you know that I admire what you do. Don't know if I need to reassure you. Yes, you do in this situation. My life will be purposeless without you. Okay, let's skip ahead a little bit. So he come in, he tired. So you're gonna say, hey, let me help you. Take off your shoes, untie your shoestrings, take off your cufflinks. He a truck driver. He might got a work vest on. Take off that work vest. What you want to eat, boo? Lonnie just said that. You're gonna fix him a nice dinner. Then guess what's gonna happen next? Let me run your bath water. Whatever you desire, I'll supply you. Boom. So we finna get it popping. The kids got to go to bed at this point. And Lonnie say, put them to bed. I ain't recommending drugging them, but some people say Benadryl works. Who knew?
Just put it on that.
Hey,
What you gotta do? We ain't coming.
hey. So next, guess what? It's finna go down. We go into the bedroom, the boom boom room, where the magic happens. Hit him with a little LSG, baby. That's Levert, Sweat, and Gill. My body, your body. So guess what? In the middle of the night when my body is fiending for you, baby, already he talking about it. I'm going to call you up and let you know what I'm feeling, baby. 911-0024. You know what, baby? It's an emergency. He's calling because he got to have some more. You're going to put it on him so good that when he go to work the next day, all he's going to be thinking about is coming home to you. You know what I'm saying? So look, we're going to skip down to another verse. I can't think about nothing else. You accentuate me with your love. Who says shit like that? If you put it on him that good, he gonna accentuate you.
You went to dictionary.com for you, girl.
Look that word up. Sis, let me tell you. We're gonna school you in the pantry cruise. He gonna accentuate you with some love. It ain't no secret, girl. Your body fits me like a glove. You put it on him like that, guess what? It's going down. It's gonna go down. He gonna know that you got his back 100%, and he gonna be down for you. All that other shit that's going on, it's gonna be forgot about. It's gonna be over. Put it down. So then you know what? Once you get through laying on him, before he go to sleep, because we know, brothers, as soon as that shit go down, we in the middle of the puddle in the bed, and we knocked out. Sister got up to go wrench off. She got the towel. Your ass in there calling the hog. You already sleep. Before he go to sleep, though, I want you to play this track for him, though. Hit him with this baby face whip appeal, because now you got him sprung. Babyface gonna bring it home. I'm gonna tie it all together. Somebody told me there'd be trouble at home because we never talk a lot when we spend time alone. So how are we supposed to know when something is wrong? We've got a right to communicate. Guess what, baby? It keeps a happy home. You know what he gonna say when that goes down? He gonna say, no one does it like you. Nobody but you had that kind of whip appeal on me. Keep on whipping on me, baby. Work it on me. Work it. So you done worked it. You done worked them hips. You done put it down. Guess what? He gonna say, when we go to work, how the day seems so long. The only thing I think about, can't wait till we get home. Because we got a way of talking, and it's better than words. It's the strangest kind of relationship. But with us, baby, it always works. Nobody does it like you. You can do this. You can put it down. The pantry posse, the crew, we got your back. Do what you got to do, baby. This your boy, Ked. Them my lyrics to go. We'll catch y'all on the next one. So if you want to drop us a line, you got some type of problem, issue, you want to get some lyrics to go, we got you. Hit us at the People's Pantry 4@gmail.com. You can email us your letters, or you can also get at us on Instagram and our DM. You know, it's People's Pantry. Find us there. Hey, them your lyrics to go. What y'all think about that?
Loved it.
All I know is that if they have a baby in 9 months, we got to be honorary godparents.
Mm-hmm. I'll send a onesie.
Hey, I got the first box of Pampers on me.
Same. I'm making y'all some gold, some little glittered out baby gut cups. I got you.
Yes.
I'm gonna hook up a nice little diaper cake. Type of cake.
Yeah, we coming. Hey, we go crash the baby shower, no doubt. Pantry posse style.
That's what's next. Y'all send us our letters so we can engage. This was a good one. I love this one. We'll keep it completely anonymous. We'll eliminate any information that can identify who you are. Send us your letters.
There it is, baby. Hey, it don't have to be romance. It could be anything. Somebody hating on you, I got lyrics for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Literary God. Ooh. All right, guys. I'm feeling hungry again. What do you think? Should I give the people a little taste of what I'm thinking about?
I'm ready.
We are ready.
I got one question for you though. How many people love Hamburger Helper as much as I do? It's quick, it's easy, it's delicious, it's versatile. All right, so here we go. Hamburger Helper. All right, guys? And there's different pastas to choose from. So you can't make a good Hamburger Helper without pasta. So I'm going to show you 3 different types here. I got the Barilla brand. This is protein elbow macaroni, okay? Protein, so you don't feel guilty. It's clean. It's good. Not all that extra starch, all that extra gluten. Keeps it light, not so heavy. Then I have Ronzoni, all right? I got these Garden Delight veggie penne, right? Tricolor. Delicious, right? And then, last but not least, gluten-free Ronzoni. They have these in the penne version. They have these in the elbow macaroni version. You make yourself some nice ground meat. You can use chicken if you want. Hamburger Helper is traditionally made with ground beef. So I would start off with a couple of small medallion-sized ground beef patties sauteed in a saute pan with some onions. And then once that's done, you want to take it off the flame, let it rest. And then once it's cooled down, maybe cut it up while you have your choice of pasta boiling, all right? I usually do 8 minutes on the pasta. I don't like to do any more than that. It's really up to you. If you like a chewier pasta, let it boil for a little bit longer. If you like your pasta to have a little bit of bite, take it out just a little bit earlier, right? And then just throw in some light Alfredo sauce, or if you have, mix it up, marinara sauce, or they have not as much sugar tomato sauce. So it's half the sugar tomato sauce. You really just got to look and play around with it. But Hamburger Helper's on the menu today, guys. Nice, quick. It saves until the next day. You're going to have some leftovers for quite a few days. So Hamburger Helper it is, guys. I'm hungry.
Y'all, I don't even like Hamburger Helper. But I think I'm about to do it with some ground chicken. You said ground chicken, and I was like, that sounds good.
Yes. Ground chicken. If you want to do do you like sausage? Turkey sausage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Take turkey sausage when you get them in the casing, right? Take turkey sausage out. Cut the sausage. I always take the sausage out of the casing because the casing doesn't sit well with me. So I always take the turkey sausage or whatever sausage you have. I typically like to do sweet and spicy Italian sausage. Take it out of the casing, saute it with a little beef, so you have turkey and then beef. Or if you want to just do turkey, that's fine. Just a little bit of oil, unsalted butter in the pan. Just brown that up until it gets nice and crispy, and then just throw it into one big pot. You don't even have to separate anything. Just throw the chunks of turkey into this. Once it's drained, put a little bit of olive oil or butter so it doesn't stick together. Throw some, I would highly suggest light Alfredo sauce. You want to keep it creamy. You want to keep it wholesome. Not, because traditionally Hamburger Helper has a lot of sodium. The carb content is through the roof. So if you try to invest in one of these pasta brands, you can't go wrong. It's really personal preference, but I always have these on hand. You can come shopping at my house. I'll give you a discount.
Let me see the protein box. I'm really writing this down because I'm doing this.
Which one?
The protein. Yes, this one. I want to try this. Okay.
It's by Barilla.
All right, I'm doing
a lot of grocery stores. I'm not sure about Whole Foods, but I got this one at ShopRite. A lot of grocery stores, they're finding different ways to kind of make a healthier pasta, because if you go to the grocery store now and you go down the pasta aisle, damn near all the pasta is gone. But surprisingly, not everyone is put onto this game, and there seems to be a lot in stock. So try to invest in some protein pasta or gluten-free or veggie pasta. They have kale pasta. I don't know how that's going to go. They have quinoa pasta. Trader Joe's Trader Joe's has amazing pasta selections. What?
Yeah.
That black bean and quinoa?
Yeah.
Delicious.
There's a brand called Rao's, RAO. They do light, like low sugar Alfredo sauce and tomato sauce. So those are the only like the sauces that I use. I'm doing this, Chris, and I'm not going to social media plagiarize. I will make sure to tag you and let the world know that you just put me on.
Thank you.
Because I would never even think to eat any of this stuff. I am super basic chicken wings. I'm happy, but I'm doing this because that sounded amazing.
It's gonna taste good, guys. I promise you.
Dude, you about to put Betty Crocker out of business. Hey,
hello.
Before we do put this to bed, I do want to put a disclaimer out there. It is a holiday weekend. Memorial Day is coming up. By the time this debuts, it will be Memorial Day. So I will tell you, anybody out there, since we're talking about food, I just want to drop this. It's okay, brothers and sisters, to still eat you some barbecue. It's encouraged. Like Lonnie told me before. See, we all school each other. We talk to each other on and off the air, and we school each other. We help each other out. You know, I was and all three, everybody here, we've talked about this before, feeling bad after eating something. It's really not a such thing as an unhealthy food. It's if you make it unhealthy. So if you eat the whole slab of baby back ribs, then you made the shit unhealthy. But if you balance it, you get a couple of bones here, you know, maybe a scoop or two of them baked beans. I know you want to have it. Maybe a little coleslaw if you got that. A smidge of the mac and cheese if it's not made with the Barilla, the protein pasta. Do everything in moderation, and you can have a great holiday just like everybody else, and you can enjoy yourself. That's all I wanted to put out there, because holidays are huge for me, especially with grilling, barbecue, and I don't use gas grill. That's cheating. I might as well cook on the stove. It's all smoke, baby. We blowing nothing but big smoke over here.
Also, man, just take a walk, either before you go eat or after. I'm not talking about going running 10 miles. Take a walk and get your mind prepared that you deserve to eat what you want to eat, and your body is here for you to be able to love on it. You get to enjoy these things, but you don't have to overdo it. Get you a little tiny bariatric plate. Get you a little taste of everything. Love it. Have a good time. Dance with your family, and then go on a walk and go on about your day. That's it.
There it is. There it is, baby. We waiting on it.
Thank you, Chris. You made my day. Thank you.
I got you. I'm just going to transition from that wonderful segment with you, Chris, which I plan on doing. This is Words of Wisdom with Therapist Bay. And I've been asking myself this question the last couple of days. And the question comes from a quote from Russell Wilson, which says, "Why not me?" Or "Why not you?" Russell Wilson has a foundation, which is called Why Not You, which asks people to just help individuals are asking you, like, why should you not experience these wonderful things? And in the weight loss community, sometimes we believe that we shouldn't experience joy because some people possibly went without joy for so long when they were obese. So the question is, like, why should you not be happy now since weight loss surgery? Like, why aren't you deserving of a wonderful partner? Why aren't you deserving of a occupation or a career where you feel fulfilled? Like, who tells you that you don't get to deserve something amazing, which you should have been you were deserving before the weight loss surgery? So now, like, I just hope that people allow themselves to experience this amazing things, because you should say yes to opportunities. You shouldn't allow fear from when you were overweight to start onto this new journey or this new life that you have. So I know people make a lot of fun of that Say Yes movie, but I believe that we do stop ourselves from trying a lot of things. So I hope that this week, that whenever this airs, you ask yourself, why should I not be fulfilled in my life? And if anybody gets in the way of you feeling fulfilled, you need to cut them out. If they aren't respectful of those boundaries, even if boundaries are new to you, you need to cut them out. If they aren't willing to grow with you because you're going to change and nothing is wrong with you changing, you need to cut them out. And this is just my reminder that you deserve anything that your heart desires. So these are Words with Therapist Bay. So why not you? Yeah.
Wow. Perfect. We always look forward to this moment. I think I can say this for everybody. Ashley brings it all home. You know, it's a reason she's therapist, babe. And yeah, you know, she talked about all the stuff that kind of goes on in my head. I don't know about everybody else's head, but you know, sometimes you feel like, hey, man, I'm overweight. I might not be deserving of, you know, good loving.
Mm-hmm. And why not?
Why not me? Shit, I deserve it too, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Man, powerful stuff. Y'all speechless out there, huh?
I try to absorb, like, the way Ashley conveys her message at the end. Like, I think I look forward to, like, this end of the segment is just because I feel like we start off so high, and she really does neutralize the playing field, and she makes it so our viewers know that it is okay. And it always gives me a sense of calm. So I just want to say thank you, Ashley. As always, thank you for your words of wisdom. It's really much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And thank you, Chris, because when I seen this, I was like, yep, I know what that is.
You give me good advice, I'll feed you.
I like it.
Balance. It's balance. I love it.
Yep.
It's great, guys.
Good balance. Yeah.
Well, hey, man, looks like that kind of brings us to the end of the ride, man. It seemed like it went by quick tonight. Yeah, we had a really good time. I know I had a great time. We talked about a little bit of everything. We jumped into some serious stuff. Lonnie gave us a good rant. Y'all stop stealing folks shit. Cut that out. Please. You know, give credit where credit is due, because if the minute it happens to you, you ain't gonna be able to beat you hooping and hollering and acting a fool on the gram. We see it every day. People acting a damn fool and showing their ass. But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna leave you with this. When people show you their ass, believe that's the real them.
Hello. Say that one more. Put that, kid. Say that one more time, a little bit louder for the folks in the back. One more time.
For the people that's sitting in the back that's running your mouth, that ain't listening to what we trying to tell you. We trying to put you on game here. When people show you their ass, their bare naked ass, for all the world to see, when they show it to you, believe it the first time. They can apologize and say all the sorries in the world. I'm not telling you not to forgive them, but don't ever forget, because they finally showed you the real them. It's almost like dating. You meet people on the internet and on the gram. We all family. We all part of this community. We all bond. But then slowly but surely, the real people start to surface. And sometimes it's for the good. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's for the worse. But even for the worse, it's for the good, because now you see what you're dealing with. And you don't have to put yourself in that environment with toxic-ass people. It's toxic-ass people in this community that's out here parading around and fronting. They're going to show their ass eventually, though. They can't help themselves because they fucking toxic. Excuse my language, but they fucking toxic.
And that's when you block them, girl. Block them.
Block them. It's hard. That had to be another episode, another topic for another week. But being able to, like, once you acknowledge or once you learn that someone is toxic, being able to take them for that toxic person and not the person who you thought that you had got to know, right? So it's like, now it's like, oh, now I got to get you out of my life because you're not good for me. But then you're like, but damn, all of these laughs and all of these times that we shared together, I thought that she was somebody else. So being able to, like you said, Ashley, why not me? I don't deserve to have someone in my life that's like that. I got to block you because you are toxic. And stop calling folks toxic that's not really toxic. You not liking somebody don't mean that they toxic. You being a horrible person to someone means that you are toxic. So that's another show, y'all. We have to do that one too.
Yes. Being able to accept constructive criticism, but that criticism being correct. And that's another show. That's another show.
Come on, because this is like hitting home for me. I know if we still we're not gonna do it, but come on, Ashley. That one, that right there, that part. Like you somebody's delivering to you some feedback that you say that you want, but then you get it, and now this person is now toxic, or they're a problem, or you. Y'all, come on.
Next time on the People's Pantry.
To be continued.
For real. To be continued. For real.
My brother Chris, man, you want to take us home, baby?
Absolutely. I just want to say thank you guys, People's Pantry Posse, and all my fellow members, Ked, Ash, and Lonnie. Always a pleasure to be on here with you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and for another another episode for the books. Fantastic. Anybody else want to say anything before we tune out?
Follow us. Follow us on the gram. Connect with us. Send us your messages. Tag us in your pictures. Whatever, man. Follow us. Talk to us.
Let us know what you think about that Halo ice cream.
And if you make a hamburger helper this week, tag Chris.
Yeah.
Tag Chris in your hamburger helper this week.
I want to see these hamburger helper meals posted up. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Follow us on IG, The People's Pantry. Follow us on YouTube, The People's Pantry. Follow us. Let us know if there's anything you want to talk about. Life, weight loss related, non-weight loss related. Just hit us all with it. There's nothing for us that we can't handle, all right? So thanks again, guys. Appreciate it. We are signing off. I'm Spicy Poppy Chris.
I am VSG_Ashley.
I am RNY.bypass.beauty.
Hey, and I'm your boy Ked at Sleeve Believe the Hype, baby. We are the People's Pantry. We love you guys. And always, as in closing and parting, we say peace and love.
Stay blessed.
Bye.
Man, phenomenal job again. It's flawless. It gets better and better every week.
That was good.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm going through like a food coma right now because we did barbecue today, and I was just like, oh my god.
I just ordered some sushi. It just got delivered. I'm sorry, yeah.
Oh, I got some in the fridge.
I'm having sushi tomorrow. I want sushi tomorrow. I do think that we need to have this conversation about that constructive criticism, that toxic. I do think we need to have it because I experienced it for the first time this week. Girl, give me. I experienced it for the first time this week in this community, and it hits different. Like I feel like I've gotten over it.